Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Bits and Bridges. I'm your host, Lokesh Verma, and today we're diving into a very important topic cybersecurity as the new front line of national security. And for this, I could not think of anyone better than our guest today, Santosh Soni, a military veteran with years of defense experiences, now leading in the world of cybersecurity. So, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you, Lokesh. Thank you for hosting me here, sir.
So let's quickly start this question. Cybersecurity now, government of India, and everywhere you see has become the need of the hour. And since you have
Right.
served in the defense forces and now you are working in cybersecurity in corporate world, that's I can see a fascinating journey. Now, could you share a little about your transition? What pulled you into the cyber domain?
So it's a very interesting question, Lokesh. I hope my voice is clear.
Yes, yes, please go on.
Yeah. Yeah. So I really admire our armed forces and feel really very blessed to have served our nation. Whatever I am today is because of our armed forces only. Then during my time in the defense, I have witnessed firsthand how technology was transforming in modern warfare, from communication, intelligence, and even logistics. Everything was becoming digital. And after retiring, it was clear for me that the next battlefield was in cyberspace and is in cyberspace actually. Cybersecurity offered me the way to continue serving in, but just in a different way, you can say.
Wow, that's great to hear even. So was there a moment during your this transition journey when you realized cyber threats are as critical as physical one?
Yeah, of course. Yes, I can remember an exercise where our system were simulated to be disrupted. There was no physical attacks, just interference with the communication and intelligence feeds. It was a wake-up call. Without a single fire shot, every operations came to standstill. And that's when I realized how critical the cyber domain had become.
Wow, that's cool. So when we say cyber security is the new front line, it's a
Hmm.
new battlefield, I would say. What does that
Hmm.
mean in practical terms as per you? Why is
So,
it being compared to national
uh,
defense now straight away?
for me, it means the first strike against the country may not come from the tank or the aircraft, but through its digital infrastructure, you can say power grid, banking systems, transportations. These are targeted. A nation can be severely disrupted. That's why cyber has become a new front line, and it's where adversaries testing our defenses before any physical conflict can begin.
So, with that being said, is it fair to say that wars are shifting from land and air to cyberspace?
Uh, I will say not shifting, but you can say expanding. Land, air, and sea are still a vital domain of warfare, of a war. But cyber has emerged as a fourth domain, I can say. And interestingly, it's where aggression begins now.
Mm, that's interesting to hear, right? So let's move our focus towards the national security, right? From your perspective, sir, how big is the cyber threat to national today or to the nations? Are we looking at
Mhm.
risk as severe as traditional warfare from the national security
Absolutely.
angle per se? I'm sorry. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, yeah. Absolutely. I can say, like, suppose imagine a hospital losing access to its critical system, its patient data, financial market crashing, or air traffic being disrupted. Uh, these aren't just IT issues; they are national security threats. I can say a large-scale cyber attack can cause damage to on par with a conventional military strike. I believe.
Mm, interesting. And do you see cyber attacks, being used as the silent weapons, right? Disrupting
Yes, it is.
power, finance, or communications without even firing a bullet.
Yes, it is. It's already happening actually. We have seen power outages, we have seen ransomware attacks on hospitals and other organizations, data breaches of government networks. There are silent weapons, and often you don't know how launch them. And anonymity is what makes cyber attacks especially dangerous to everyone, or especially the national security.
Now, you have worked in defense forces for so long, right? And working and operating there, it's under very strict discipline and strategy, right? And without strategy, I think forces cannot survive and cannot work. How can those
Absolutely.
principles be applied to protecting digital infrastructure? Or another way, if I ask the core value or those legacies of armed forces, how they are being applied to protecting the digital infrastructure?
See, discipline is the backbone of our armed forces. In armed forces, we prepare for the worst and are trained constantly.
Mm.
And cybersecurity requires the same mindset, I can say. Discipline means regularly patching system, following established processes, and you can say avoid shortcuts. Strategy means involves identifying the critical assets, implementing defense in depth, and having clear response plans. And without discipline and planning, even the best technology will we can get fail.
Another angle to this question, do you really think, sir, that corporates and government sometimes underestimate the importance of discipline over just having tools, platform, and those big tech stacks?
Yes, I can say many organizations assume that the investing in the tool alone can guarantee the security for them. But without discipline, you can say without discipline and the clear strategies, tools are like weapons without a trained soldier. They are simply they cannot deliver the result as expected by you.
So the discipline is the first and foremost.
Very much, yeah.
Right? No, that makes sense. That makes sense. So we know there are many types of hackers, and we tag them with the different names: nation state,
Hmm.
cyber criminal, hacktivist. They are There are many places today. Different countries operate in their own ways. Many groups are there, right? In
Hmm.
your view, who poses the
Hmm.
most serious threat to national security in cyberspace?
I can say national state pose the most serious threat because they operate with significant resources, long-term strategies, and patience. However, cyber criminals can still cripple critical systems, and hacktivists can cause widespread disruptions. Each group present is a different kind of a risk. A real challenge is defending against all of them simultaneously across multiple fronts.
Different categories, right, with the same aim, right? Someone is trying to disrupt the critical infrastructure of the nations, right? Someone is trying to do espionage, someone is trying to steal the money or the secrets. Now,
Correct.
very immediate question to this: how should countries prepare differently for each of these adversaries?
Preparing for nation states requires defense alliances, intelligence sharing, and advanced technology capabilities. Combating cybercriminal depends on robust law enforcement and international corporations. Addressing hacktivist call for building resilience and having rapid recovery plans in place. Each adversary demands a tailored strategy, you can say.
So no one treatment for all, so everyone or every these category
Has
needs
to
to
be
be treated
correct.
separately.
Different way. Yes, yes.
In the military, when you used to work and serve, teamwork is everything, right? Teamwork also bring discipline and everything. How can
Hmm.
cybersecurity team adopt the same mindset to be the mission ready? I mean, those defense forces core value: discipline, punctuality, teamwork. How can we adopt that?
See, in defense, teamwork is you can say a must thing, or we always say that one for all and all for one. And in cybersecurity, incidents can't be resolved by an individual. It requires a team effort, of course. SOC analysts, engineers, legal experts, PR teams, all have to work together. Just like in the military, success depends on trust, joint training, and everyone understanding their role in the mission. Similar way, cyber teams must operate as a cohesive unit, not isolated individuals. Then only the end goal or the objective can be achieved.
You have seen how military operates for cybercrime, against cybercrime, and how they handle the cyber incident. And now you are also seeing in corporate how we are handling incident. Do you think organizations today treat
Mhm.
cyber incident with the same seriousness as physical intrusions?
Not always, I will say. Many still view data breaches as just as an IT issue, but not. But in reality, it's a critical business survival risk, right? The mindset is shifting nowadays. There are still, you can say, only significant progress we have made in this direction.
Hmm. That's nice, nice. And if you have to compare national defense and corporate cyber defense, what are the common gaps? I know there are many, but common gap, since you have served in both the in vertical defense and in corporate, what common gaps you see in preparation and response?
I will say in defense, we have got everything written down. Everything has its SOP. But if you compare it with the corporate, I will say the biggest gap is the preparedness. In military, we used to have drills for every possible scenarios, whereas many corporates only respond uh, only when a breach has happened or if any incident has occurred. Another, you can say, key gap is the leadership commitment. I will say in defense, cybersecurity is a topmost priority, but in many organizations, it is still viewed as a optional, or you can say additional expense. So there's a you can say gap towards this side of you can say their view towards the cybersecurity.
So how do you see this? Is it more about resources, headcounts, or is it about mindset and leadership?
Yeah, you came to on the right you can say topic. It's primarily about the mindset and the leadership, definitely. While resources are important, but without leadership that recognizes the critical nature of cybersecurity, those resources can be wasted or cannot be utilized to their full skill. With the right mindset, I will say even the limited resources can be leveraged effectively.
So you mean to say it's more of a mindset. It's not that the resources. You corporate leadership will have to change the mindset, and then I think they can be stand at par in terms of preparedness with the defense forces. Is that statement correct?
Correct. Yes, yes.
Cool, cool, cool. So with that, I think this is so much great, insightful conversation so far, Santosh. And my listener and viewers had must be getting that hunch, or getting those very critical points, that how cyber defense and armed forces prepared for the worst in terms of handling the cyber incident, or how they do stuff in the cyberspace. And since you are working in corporate, and you know that what is the difference between corporate and the cyber defense. So I think it's a great conversation going so far for the aspirant and the students,
Mhm.
very early stage young professional listening and watching this discussion. How can they see themselves as contributing to the national security by choosing cybersecurity as a career?
I will say nowadays cybersecurity is not only national issue; it's everyone's responsibility. It's very vital these days. You can see there are lots of cyber frauds are happening, and most of the citizens are being targeted. So cybersecurity is very vital for each and every one of us. And by defending system and protecting data, preventing attack, you are actively contributing to the national security. Students and young professionals should view it not just as a career, but as a responsibility too.
Hmm.
And each secure system reduces the country's vulnerability and their, you can say, target or the attack surfaces. So it is everyone's responsibility towards the nation.
No, that's a very strong point that you have brought just out. Uh, to this, the cybersecurity, can it be thought of as a kind of modern day national services for every human or every people of the country or every citizen of the country? What do you think there?
Yes, exactly. I'm completely agree with you on this point. While not everyone gets the chance to wear the uniform,
Hmm.
but working in cybersecurity means you are defending your country. It's it's just a different battlefield, you can say. But as I already mentioned, it's the fourth pillar nowadays, apart from the land, sea, or the air. So now the uh, cyber warfare or the cyber field is a different uh, pillar of nation security.
So before we move to our final and concluding questions, any my audience, there will be many aspirant, many students, and this is in continuation to this discussion only. What will be that one quick advice for them that how they can start learning cybersecurity? I mean, quickly.
The message is very simple. Cybersecurity is everyone's responsibility, whether you are a student or a professional or a leader. Your actions online have an impact on national security. I will say stay vigilant, stay disciplined, and remember the front line today is the digital.
I think that's very awesome and fascinated discussion so far, Santosh sir. So with this, I'll we have come to the point of ending this discussion. So thank you so much and salute to your services for the nation, and also now looking you working in the cybersecurity space. Thank you so much again for your service to the nation, sharing uh, your insight, your views with our community today. This has been such an eye-opening conversation. Without any doubt, I will have to submit this to all our listeners. Remember, cybersecurity is today frontline, and each of us has a role to play. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe for more episode of Bits and Breaches. Until next time, stay safe, stay cyber aware. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, Lokesh, and thank you for making me on this platform. Thank you so much, and thank you everyone.
Thank you so much.